Look, man, you read the title. I ain't gonna sugarcoat this at all. Masturbation is absolutely destroying your mindset. Yes, sir. Let me say that again for the people in the back that did not hear. The act of masturbation is absolutely, positively destroying your mindset. And you might be wondering, okay, man, how is it actually destroying my mindset? What's going on within my mind when it comes to masturbation? How do I get rid of it? Well, relax, relax, relax. Because it's time for your boy to break this bitch down real quick like a brick for y'all. Now, the first thing I want to make note of is that this whole non-sensory act of masturbation is simply just a form of coping with something that is underlying beneath the surface. You don't find true fulfillment out of masturbating. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it as straight up as a motherfucking stop sign. You don't find true fulfillment with that. Nobody does. Because this is simply just a reactionary, impulsory, and compulsory trigger reaction to something that is going on beneath the surface. You are feeling some sort of emotion, energy in motion, that is getting trapped in your lower states of consciousness, and the only way that you've trained yourself to deal with that energy is by releasing your seed. That's what you've been told. That's what you've trained yourself unconsciously to do. And I don't blame you for that, because the type of information out there within the modern world is not going to let you know how to actually raise this energy up to activate your higher faculties, to use your libido towards your advantage, to use the sexual force to your advantage, using it to create, using it to manifest, using it to elevate mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's not the type of content that is being pushed out in the modern world we live in today, by the society we live in today. What is being pushed out instead is the propagation of pornography, the propagation of chasing promiscuous women, the whole propagation of just being a slave to your sexual cravings, being a slave to your senses. And the reason why this whole act, and when I'm saying masturbation, I truly do believe, because I've been on both sides of the coin, chasing random women, smashing random women is the same as masturbating. You're just masturbating with someone else's body instead of your motherfucking right hand or left hand. It's still an act to just gratify the senses and relieve yourself of that energy that is actually being triggered by something deeper within you. The reason why this is destroying your mindset is because now the only way you deal with certain energies, such as libido, is by giving it away, giving it up, release, deplete, drain, and confuse yourself of what it's actually meant to do, what it's actually there to accomplish. Your whole view on sex, sexuality, sexual force becomes warped when you're addicted to masturbation. This is why people struggle with practices such as semen retention, celibacy, nofap, whatever it is. They struggle with it not because they love masturbation. Like, let's be honest. Every time you do that act, whether that's, again, do pixels on a screen or some hoe that you met at the modern dating scene, you feel like shit afterwards. You don't feel like, oh man, I need to do that again. You don't. It's just you go on autopilot mode. Your animalistic brain turns on. Your carnal nature takes over. And you're no longer dictating the shots. You're no longer dictating your own decisions. Your dick is dictating your own decisions. your lower senses, your lower levels of consciousness. And what your lower levels of consciousness want is just to gratify the senses, gratify these surface level desires. It's not looking to the higher stages of consciousness, your higher pursuits. So that mindset trickles down on over to everything in your life. Everything in your life. This is why I'm saying it destroys your mindset. You don't care about what food you're putting into your body, because the animal senses just want something to taste good, to spike up their dopamine. You don't care about the people you hang out with. You don't care about the media that you engage with. You don't care about what you are putting into your overall mind, body, and soul. All you're caring about is, does it give me that dopamine hit? Does it give me the ability to relieve that energy? Does it give me the ability to escape from reality? Masturbation is one of the biggest, if not the biggest forces that manipulates your mindset to be shifted into that way. And this is going to be a huge detriment for all the men out there who want to aspire for bigger and better things in life. There's a reason why porn is free. Free monetarily, but you pay with your consciousness and you pay with your soul and spirit. You're the product. You're the one who's being used and abused. Yet you don't know it, because you get that flood of dopamine when you actually do release, and you completely forget about it for a couple seconds. Yet you get thrown back into that cycle over and over and over and over again, wondering why you're not in the position in life that you want to be in, wondering why it feels like your brain, feels like your body is going against your true will, why it feels like life in general is an uphill battle, why you feel like you're stagnating. Your mindset has been totally warped. And like I've said so much before on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community, shout out to the fucking private Patreon community, man. If you're enjoying these types of topics, you're enjoying these types of subjects, and you're not joining up into the private Patreon community yet, you are doing yourself a disfavor. Yes, let me say that again. You are doing yourself a disfavor, motherfucker, by not joining up on in there. Because within there, you'll get access to much more in-depth and in-detail content with our exclusive videos, with our full guides, with our occult lectures that really expounds upon all the elements needed to elevate yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. And along with that, if you tap into the Philosopher's Circle, aka the highest membership tier group within the private Patreon community, you'll get access to our private group chat, but also, most importantly, our bi-weekly mastermind live calls. Yes, sir, we're doing 2 live calls each and every single month. We hop on a call with me, as well as a community of like-minded men who are also elevating on all aspects of reality, who are also looking to abide in their highest potential, who are on this journey towards self-mastery in order to attain true self-realization. If you are looking to truly catapult your progress on this path, I'm telling you right now, man, the private Patreon community is a place to be at. So check out the links posted in the pinned comment of this video if you're interested in stuff like that, because within the pinned comment of this video, you'll also see the other links to our other services, whether that is the personalized coaching program with me one-on-one, the consultation calls, weekly newsletters, free community Discord server, all that good stuff posted in the pinned comment of this video. But like I was saying, for the people that are working with me one-on-one, who might be in the private Patreon community, who are watching this channel, of course, this is the second channel, the main channel, hopping on consultation calls, whatever it is, you've heard me say this so many times. The mind is the mediator in between the physical and the spiritual realms of reality. When you warp and destroy your mindset, you disconnect your phone line to the higher self that knows what's going to bring you true fulfillment in life, that knows what path you're supposed to actually be on. You completely take that wire, cut it off. But psychologically, you're still looking for something to grasp onto. What is the next best thing around you? The physical world. What is all immersed in the physical world? The Maya, the matrix, the illusion. What's all enveloped within there? External sources of pleasure, external sources of dopamine. You cling on to that. Your mind clings on to that, thinking that that is its true purpose. Survival, sex, and status. That's my true purpose. When you continually are in that state of just constantly depleting yourself of your life force energy, not letting it actually awaken and activate your higher faculties, you don't have that connection to your higher states of consciousness, which receives the signals from the spirit, from the source, from your higher self to help guide you along this path of life. Now you're essentially out there in the deep end with no life vest, with no raft. So you swim over to the next thing that you see, and the next thing that you see is degeneracy. The next thing that you see is things they're gonna further deplete yourself of that life force. Because look, everybody else is doing it. Everybody else is stuck in the deep end, and I see them going towards this island. I see them going towards this place. The true thing that you're looking for is that life raft, is that life vest of fulfillment that comes with living a life that is in alignment to your true purpose in life. When you're living within your true purpose in life, your spiritual duty, your dharma, you're not looking for external sources of validation, external sources of relief to get rid of your energy. You start using the energy, all forms of energy, including your sexual energy, to your advantage. You see all these things as tools, because now, as you are continuing on this path of self-mastery, things become clear for you. You start to understand that all these aspects of the self are here as tools to manifest the highest will of the spirit. And you no longer look at, oh man, I'm horny, I have sexual urges, I gotta go beat my meat, I gotta go chase these women. You don't look at it like that anymore, because your mindset is now clear. The more you continually feed yourself pornography, the more you continually feed yourself the modern degenerate dating scene, the more it starts to associate sexual urges with lust. But the more you start to purify yourself through these practices that we talk about here on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community with the people I work with one-on-one, the more you purify yourself on this inner journey, the more everything starts to become clear. It's like trying to drive through a rainstorm without windshield wipers. You're just following what everybody else is doing. You're following the lights, you're following the tail lights of people. You're following the traffic lights. The traffic lights are Maya, the illusion, telling you, oh, okay, man, when you have sexual urges, you need to do this. You need to release. You need to do that. When you rally, you're like, hey, man, every time I do this, every time I literally beat my meat and all that crap, I feel like shit afterwards. Why am I doing it? Everybody else is doing it. Well, I guess that's the only thing that's there. You're driving through that rainstorm, just following the next car in front of you, following the traffic lights. And those traffic lights in the car in front of you are leading you towards a life of unfulfillment. You put on those windshield wipers by purifying the mind. Now it becomes clear. Your vision becomes clear of where you must go in life. You don't take that wrong turn. You start going against the grain of what society is telling you to do. And you start flowing with life, the stream of life that is going to bring you on the path towards glory, towards fulfillment, towards true self-realization, because now you are mastering the self. Now your sexual urges are not a hindrance to you, but rather an asset. Your sexual energy, like I've said before on this channel, there's a video about this, becomes your greatest asset as a man. Because now you've cut off the ties to the attachments, like pornography, like chasing women, like masturbation just in general, that are destroying your view of it. And then that purification process, like I said before, masturbation trickles down on over to everything you do in life. That shift in perspective starts to trickle down over to everything else in life. You start to treat your body, treat your mind, treat your social interactions, treat everything in life from a higher perspective. You're not looking and searching and seeking and just in a state of give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this anymore. You are logical, you are analytical, you are like a sniper, making the right decisions every time. Instead of some guy with a fucking machine gun, just missing every shot. All your attention just being sprayed this way, sprayed that way, sprayed that way. When you are in a state of pure awareness, no longer in chains, shackled to the external world and being a slave to your senses, you direct your energy, focus, and attention pinpointly, precisely towards the things that you know are going to actually feed the soul, feed the higher self. Because you're getting signals from the higher self now, finally. It's like somebody is right there behind you, guiding you, saying, hey man, aim this way, aim at 45 degrees north, 7 degrees this way, and just pull the trigger. Pop. Bullseye every time. Pop. Bullseye every time. Pop. Bullseye every motherfucking time. Because the mind is clear now. The signals can be heard. You continually keep masturbating. You're digging a deeper hole. And if you've been, let's say, hiking somewhere, or you're out in a country that you've never been in before, you lose that connection to your phone, can't make the calls. That's what you're doing to yourself, psychologically, on a spiritual level, if you want to call it that. Every time you further just degenerate yourself and deplete yourself of this life force energy, you're digging a deeper and deeper hole that is creating more distance further away from your higher self, from the connection, from the signals, from the knowledge, aka gnosis, the type of knowledge, the divine knowledge that can only be accessed from within. You further create a further gap, a bigger distance in between your mind and that source of knowledge, making it harder to realize what you really are beyond skin and bones, beyond the mental emotions, and what you were really brought here to do, your dharma. You get further away from that, and you were just living life wherever the emotions pull you towards, you're going to go towards. Whatever society tells you to go towards, you go towards. Whatever your emotions kind of just aim at, you got to follow. You're a passenger in your life rather than the person in the driver's seat, because your mindset has been fucked up by masturbation. And again, I don't blame you. But if you're watching this channel, like I've said so many times before, for the people that are watching this channel in specific, that can grasp these types of concepts, you cannot go against the blessings that you've been given. A lot of people are not able to watch a video for this long and watch a video that is in depth in these types of topics. You have to use those skills, use those advantages, use the deck of cards that you've been dealt towards your advantage, towards the elevation of yourself. If you're still struggling with this whole concept of being able to rise above lust, being able to rise above your lower nature with practices like semen retention, celibacy, chastity, nofap, whatever it is, this is your sign to let you know, man, the more you further envelop yourself into these lower level desires, these lower level habits, the more confused your consciousness becomes of what it was really brought here to do. You're tricking your mind into thinking that this is the end all be all in life. You're pedestalizing this pursuit above your true spiritual duty in life. This is something, again, that cannot be found in a book, that cannot be found in a video, that cannot be found anywhere. All the stuff that I bring about on this channel, on the main channel, on the private Patreon community with the people I work with one-on-one, are tools in the toolbox in order to help you chip away at these attachments, at these shackles that are binding you into that hole that you've dug yourself in. Essentially, you're digging a hole with all these bad habits, and then you're jumping in the hole and then putting shackles on yourself and staying there. What these tools, from the meditations, the spiritual wisdom, the physical practices, the semen retention, celibacy, all that stuff, are tools and our practices and our disciplines to break free from those debilitating chains and help you climb up out of that hole and realize who and what you truly are on a deeper level, because the mind is not being purified, and the mind, when not being purified, gets access to that higher wisdom, to that knowledge that can only be accessed from within, aka gnosis. That's your GPS system to live a life towards true glory. I don't know what it is. Nobody knows what it is. Not your mom, not your dad, not your brother, not your mentor. Nobody. Nobody. Only you know it. And only you can actually fulfill it. But again, these tools that we talk about here are necessary along that path, the ascending path, to renounce the nonsense and reclaim your sovereignty. Renouncing the bullshit habits that are pulling you away from your true purpose, and reclaiming the power that's going to help you unveil what that Dharma is, what the truth is of your existence. Which one do you want? I'm out here like Morpheus, the blue pill or the red pill. Which one do you want? You want to continue staying in a state of existence where you know deep down, this ain't for you, this is nonsense, this is BS, this is not my highest potential, but I'm okay because I'm drowning myself in pleasure so I can distract myself from that existential dread? Or do you want the red pill, which is the truth, which is difficult, which is a hard pill to swallow, pause, but it's gonna set you free, it's gonna liberate you? Which one do you want? And I'm guessing, again, for the people that are watching this channel, especially, you're more psychologically and spiritually mature than the masses, you want the red pill. You've probably already taken the red pill. But for the people out there that are still stuck in that, and they want the red pill, and it's literally just like, it's right there in front of them, and they know it right there. I'm telling you, bro, this act, beyond everything, in my opinion, again, you can go debate me in the comments, whatever you want, this act of just being a slave to your sexual cravings is the most debilitating chain for a man within the modern world. There's a reason why porn is free, but fast food is not. Because they know if they can grab you by the balls and deplete your life force energy, you're just a lost cause. You're just a plastic bag being floated around in the wind. Because your mind doesn't know any better. You've destroyed your mindset. You've destroyed the capability to connect with the higher self and give you the guidance to actually flow through life seamlessly, to flow through life to the pinnacle of your potential. You're like a piece of Play-Doh easily being able to be manipulated and molded. That's why that's free, but the fast food, you gotta at least pay for that. Sexual energy is that powerful. Once you have it on your side, once you can look beyond the physical expression of it and use it for the mental and spiritual evolution of man, you walk through the matrix as a glitch. You walk through this material world as a true man amongst boys, and eventually evolve to a state of a god amongst men, attaining godhood, attaining God consciousness. The mind of man has a capability to do that. Yet this act, again, beyond all else, in my opinion, is the biggest anchor deterring you from actually achieving that highest potential. So is it really that worth it, those couple seconds of dopamine? Is it really that worth it? Even though you get a couple seconds of dopamine, afterwards you're like, why the fuck did I do that? Why did I spend all my time, energy, chasing this girl that all I wanted was just to relieve myself of this energy? Why did I waste my time watching these pixels on the screen when in reality all I wanted to do was relieve myself of that energy? Use that energy. You've been trained by the world to think that you need to get rid of it. Use it. Use it. The creative geniuses of this world, the spiritual leaders of this world, all understood this to the highest degree. This is why this type of information is forbidden. It's occulted. These secret societies know all the sauce. They know all the game. Yet they hide it from the masses because they want to keep you dumbed down. They want you to be able to be sheep, flocked around this way, flocked around that way. The man who rises above, he purifies his mind, who connects to his spiritual nature, who realizes that all this stuff is impermanent and temporary. Even your urges, even your desires, even your cravings are all impermanent and temporary. Starts to manipulate them to his advantage rather than letting them being used for his own demise. You start to master the self, and you're the one in the driver's seat now, dictating the shots. Let that sink in. Let that marinate in your mind. When people talk about the benefits of NoFap, the benefits of semen retention, the this, the that, I'm talking about the deeper layers of this shit. Because I've felt it firsthand for myself. I'm telling you right now. No cap in my rap. Masturbation, whether that is through pixels on the screen or through chasing women that you don't really care about, that all you want is just a nut from, is destroying your mindset, destroying your connection to the spirit, and destroying your true potential of what you can actually amount to in life. Not only for yourself, but for the development and the overall evolution of the collective consciousness of humanity. We need more men on this path of self-mastery. We need more men to rise above their carnal nature. And we need more men who are tapping into their higher states of consciousness if we truly want to see this world actually evolve from the dark ages, or the Kali Yuga, the Vedics call, and on over to the golden age, where spirituality is supreme and carnality is low. We need people that, like you, who are watching this channel, who actually can grasp these types of concepts, who might be tapped into the private Patreon community, who might be working with me one-on-one. We need you guys. So stop fucking around. Stop being a slave to your senses. Stop being addicted to masturbation, which is destroying your mindset. And start learning how to master the self. Because once you learn how to master the self, you learn how to master your life. God damn, man, I'm spitting bars out here. Are you picking up what the fuck I'm putting down? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Come on now. Let this really marinate in your mind. This act of masturbation is not something that you find true fulfillment in. Yet you are still hooked to it. Like a fish. Just got a motherfucking hook in your mouth. Being dragged over wherever the guy who's actually fishing wants you to go. You're hooked by it. That bait is that dopamine. A little bit of dopamine. Oh shit, wait, I got grabbed and I'm pulled out of my senses. Pulled out of my true state of consciousness. Like a fish, when you go fishing, you're pulling it out of the motherfucking water. And now I'm just subordinate to whatever this guy wants to do. He's gonna chop my head off. He's gonna cook me, he's gonna eat me. You become a fish out of water when you slowly but surely disconnect yourself from that spiritual sense of intuition. which comes only from the purification process of man's higher faculties. You become like a fish out of water, don't know what to do, you're flopping around life. Flopping around life, not actually getting true fulfillment from it. Pleasure, 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 pleasure. Never finding your true purpose. You're on the hamster wheel of desires. Going from this thing to the next thing to the next thing to the next thing. You're never truly understanding and calm and present within your being. Your mind has been warped to look for this, for this, for this, for that. It's non-stop. So when you go sit down and meditate, for the people who are struggling with this, you're like, oh man, my mind is racing. Because you've trained it to be disconnected from the source of serene bliss. Like these yogis say, samadhi. Connecting your state of consciousness to the divine consciousness. And actually building out the body to a vessel for the divine will of the universe, the divine will of the higher self to work through you. That's what's going to bring you true fulfillment in life. Not what society is telling you to do. And again, for the people that are struggling on this path of semen retention, of celibacy, your boy's got you covered. There's a full motherfucking guide on the main channel. Just type in how to succeed on semen retention. Full video guide breaking down everything you need to succeed on this journey. And within the full video guide, you'll be able to tap into our free Art of Retention ebook. Free ebook. That goes even more in depth and more in detail to all the different types of disciplines and practices that you need to create around this practice of semen retention and celibacy in order to actually attain these higher level understandings of how powerful it is. It doesn't matter if you hit 30 days, 40 days, 50 days. It doesn't matter if you hit 1,000,000 days. If you're not seeing the true effects happen because you're not putting those other practices in place that we've discussed within the full guide and the ebook, you're not going to really understand and register what I'm really trying to say. And again, if you're retarded, you're dyslexic, you can't read a book, your boy's got you covered with a full audio series of the Art of Retention ebook on the main channel. Just click playlists. Go on the audio series of the Art of Retention ebook, pop it in while you're working out, pop it in while you're walking, pop it in while you're going about your day, get up on some game so you can cleanse your motherfucking brain and you won't be out here looking like a goddamn lame. Come on, man. Are you digging what I'm saying? Everything's out there for you. And look, man, if you need further guidance, further help along this journey, tap into the private Patreon community. Hop on to these live calls within the Philosopher's Circle. Send an application for our personalized coaching program. Book a one-on-one consultation call. All these things are right there in front of you for you to actually put it all together and funnel your energy towards true fulfillment in life rather than destroying your mindset through this nonsensical act of masturbation because you just think that, oh man, this is the only way that I can deal with my urges. I'm like a monkey. I'm stuck in my animal state of mind. You can go beyond that, man. Have some true dignity for yourself. You think that your sexual urges have that much power over you? It should be flipped. You should have that much power over your sexual urges, making them do the work that you want to do. Making that energy be used towards creating your business, creating the body that you want, creating the life that you want to live. It should be flipped the other way around. Not that the sexual urges are making your body satisfy the lower senses. Come on now, man. If that was the case, you would have came here as an animal. I have 100% faith that if that was the case for you, to just worry about survival, sex, and status, you would not have incarnated as a human being. God doesn't make mistakes. The universe doesn't make mistakes. You would have came as an animal if that's all you were brought here to do. You were brought here for a deeper purpose, yet you cannot realize it because your mindset has been destroyed through this nonsensical act of masturbation. Wake up. Wake up. or you're always going to be stuck in a state of just chasing from one form of pleasure to another form of pleasure, never realizing what's going to bring you true fulfillment in life. Cleanse the mind. Go through this inner purification process and unfold the knowledge, the gnosis that your spirit already has within you. It's always been there, and it has always been underneath all the layers of nonsense. Remove the bullshit by renouncing the attachments. That's where we find all the sauce. That's where we find all the game, by first cleansing the motherfucking brain. Enough said. It's been your boy out here in the field, in the flesh, dropping y'all that game so you guys can make these games, and I'm out here. Peace.